I remember the day I was working as a field guide at that point. We just got a call in from one of the local field guides and saying, okay, please stay away from a certain area. And later on in the field, spoke to him and he informed me that the worst had happened.
Getting the phone call, I can remember clearly being in Port Elizabeth and they said they've been shot. I wasn't on the reserve when it happened. And we raced through to go and find out what happened. We were patrolling the roads until 1 o'clock in the night. We were making roadblocks. We were doing everything in our power. They were long gone.
Scotia is the oldest private game reserve in South Africa's Eastern Cape, where Africa's most famous animals roam freely across vast areas of natural land. Home to White Rhino, a species on the brink of extinction, and Bonnie and Clyde, the pride of Scotia.
Yeah, Bonnie was such a sweetheart, but Clyde was quite a handful. He used to chase us around, and always expecting him to chase us around. So, you know, we'd be out there and we'd tell all my guests, okay, just be careful, get ready, you know, hold on tight. If we see him, he's going to come, you know, he's going to charge. If we find him, he's going to be feisty.
Thinking back after looking at all of this, I've got to remember what happened on the day that it hit that we lost our rhinos. You see the animals you're working with slaughtered in front of you, and you come and you see the carcass there. It really grips you. It really hits your heart.
I came down the road to one of my sort of worst sightings I've ever seen. Seeing a rhino lying on her back, full of blood, and straight up I knew exactly what had happened. You know, she was lying there, and obviously, you know, I could see she had, you know, passed away.
So it looks like Clyde was shot over that way somewhere, and then ran across the road. Yeah, you can see blood there in the road, and blood all over here, and his tracks where he stumbled over the road. And then eventually died over there.
In South Africa, home to the world's largest remaining white rhino population, there's a constant fight against poaching. Driving this demand for rhino horn are traditional beliefs in its medicinal and therapeutic properties, as well as status symbol value across Asia. Despite no scientific proof, the demand continues.
Within the first couple of minutes, there was a vehicle up in the air trying to find the poachers because they were possibly still there. Unfortunately, that was not the case.
Looking back over this whole situation, I mean, I had to rush out and see these animals dead and, you know, running around until late. And, I mean, only to find out that they did this in the day, brazen. It was terrible. It was really, really bad.
Okay, as far as we understand, there was a gang called the Ndlovu gang. They were caught a few months back. As far as I know, they're based from Zimbabwe, but there was about 7 or 8 of the guys. Their life was rhino poaching. And what happened was they were in a jail in Grahamstown, and they managed to escape. Literally within the time that they escaped, within a week, there were about 7 or 8 rhino poached within that period. So we knew straight up, and it was their modus operandi.
Poaching gangs target towns like Paterson, home to Scotia. Paterson is surrounded by some of the most luxurious private game reserves in the Eastern Cape, but the town itself struggles with an 85% unemployment rate and deep social disparity.
You look at an animal like Bonnie and Clyde and you see them laying there, and then you think to yourself, why do people poach?
Okay, if you think about the poacher himself, he is a person that has got nothing left. He wants to survive, he wants to care for his family, take care of them, have an employment. Unfortunately, most people here are struggling to find employment in Southern Africa, so they turn to crime. Someone contacts them, says, I've got a job for you, would you like to take it? when they have finished the poaching incident without being caught, without leaving anything behind, they are paid not even a percentage of what the rhino horn's worth on the black market.
I would say more around the South African word we call as shebeens, which is bars in the communities. The people that work in the game reserves will get drunk and naturally start talking about the environment. Those people then get what they call intel from those bars, then also go and maybe pay somebody and pull somebody aside and say, listen, we'll give you this much money if you will just turn a blind eye.
In the fight against rhino poaching, various strategies are being used. Dehorning is the main method, where rhino horns are physically removed to deter poachers. Another much debated tactic involves releasing stockpiled horns into the market, allowing private owners and the government to sell them, challenging the illicit trade. Some suggest burning the horns as a symbolic act to show the real value is in the living rhino, not just the horn. Another idea is to poison the horns, turning them into a hazard and reducing their medicinal appeal. And 3D printing and horsehair fakes are becoming more popular to create realistic horn imitations, reducing the demand for real horns. Alongside these efforts, increased security defends the front lines. Militarized anti-poaching units protect reserves and national parks. Yet the most lasting solutions could be investment and education. By investing in the local economy, promoting conservation as a path to shared prosperity, and creating more job opportunities, we could decrease the economic reliance on poaching. Education is paramount. Through powerful global campaigns and grassroots initiatives, we can create awareness and respect for these majestic animals and help ensure that future generations safeguard the rhino from the brink of extinction. After the devastating deaths of Bonnie and Clyde, 2 new rhinos have arrived at Scotia, bringing hope amidst tragedy. Their future, however, remains uncertain. How can we ensure their safety without compromising their quality of life? Should the welfare of the rhinos, as opposed to profit, be at the centre of conservation efforts? Could decisions driven by financial gain lead to more poaching and endanger the rhino further? For the new rhinos at Scotia, it's crucial to prioritise their needs while maintaining a safe environment for them to not only survive, but thrive. Are we, as a global community, doing enough to protect the rhino? Should we consider more the quality of life of the individual animal, as well as the survival of the species? Bonnie and Clyde's deaths are a tragedy and serve as a powerful reminder of our responsibility to look after the rhinos stepping into their shadow.